converting time. Oh, wall's coming down. Welcome back, 4th grade, to the final lesson on elapsed time. Today we are going to be focusing on converting measurements of time that are not hours and minutes. Before I did that video about minutes to hours, hours to minutes. Today we're focusing on things like weeks, days, years, months, things like that. So it'll be a little bit different. It should remind you a little bit of our conversions with measurement when we did like feet to yards and things like that. So you should be like it shouldn't be too crazy or new, but that'll be the plan. Please know that what I do in this video does not even come close to like encompassing all the different ways that we can like convert measurements. I tried to pick ones that I thought would benefit you the most and would be the most helpful for you, but know that there's like, on a lot of my videos, I kind of did a good job of like, this is all the different ways that you could be asked this question. Like, it usually follows one of these patterns, but when we get into multi-step conversions, there are so many ways they can ask you. So I tried to pick some ones that would benefit you, the most, and I did my best to make it as clear as possible. Also know that there's so many different ways to solve these problems. So many. Like I was like, I'd finish and I'd be like, well, I could also do it this way. And so sometimes I did too, sometimes I didn't. But I just, yeah, this is a big one, and I did my best to squish it down as much as I could and kind of get you the best of the best. But yeah, I hope this helps you a little bit on today's assignment. Bye. I just have to come in here for a quick note. Please notice that this says 60 seconds. I had to change it. For the first chunk of the video, it was incorrect. Instead of just like redoing all the videos, I decided just to change it and make a note here at the beginning. We never use this conversion in this video, but I want you to know that it was incorrect and that I did notice it and was able to fix it eventually. First one says, how many days are in 5 weeks? All right, so this is where I'm going to want to use that chart that I showed you. This right here. And I'm going to want to find the conversion for days and weeks. It says how many days are in 5 weeks. So we want to know the days, and we know there's 5 weeks. And so what we can do is we can look here for the days and weeks conversion. So I see right here it says 1 week equals 7 days. So I'm going to write that down here. I'm going to write 1 week equals 7 days. Now the conversion I'm trying to find, or the one I'm trying to find, is if there's 5 weeks, how many days is that going to be? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this and I'm going to take that magic number. I've taught you guys about a little bit about the magic number right here in that conversion. That's the number that's not 1 that's in this conversion. Okay, on this piece of paper, I circled it and bolded it so you could see it. 7 is the magic number for weeks and days. Okay, so as I go from this to this, because that's what I got to do, I have to go from 5 weeks and bring it to 7 days to figure out what that missing piece is. This is going to tell me that I need to multiply by 7. 1 times 7 gives me 7. So in order to do this part, I would do 5 weeks times 7, and that should tell me my days, which would give me 35 days. All right, with this next one, it says how many weeks are in 3 years? So I'm going to look at my conversion thing and look for weeks and years, where weeks equal years. So I can see years equals weeks. 1 year equals 52 weeks. 52 is going to be my magic number there. So 1 year, YR, equals 52 weeks. And in this problem, I need 3 years equals blank weeks. 3 years equals some amount of weeks. Okay, again, here's my magic number. That's going to tell me what I either multiply or divide by in order to make this conversion. So 1 year to get to 52 weeks again, because I'm trying to go from years to weeks, I need to multiply by 52, because that's what I multiplied by up here. That's the conversion. 1 times 52 equals 52. 3 times 52 should tell me how many weeks that is. So I'm going to do 52 times 3 down here. I could also add 52 3 times, because multiplication is repeated addition, but in this case I'm just going to multiply. 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 5 is 15, so 156 weeks. There are 156 weeks in 3 years. The next problem says, how many weeks are in 49 days? So I have weeks and 49 days. So I'm looking on my conversions for weeks to days. Again, I see it right here. 1 week equals 7 days. 1 week equals 7 days. And now I'm trying to figure out, this time I know the days, it's 49 days, and I don't know how many weeks that is. So that's blank weeks. So this time we are going from days to weeks. So the arrow is going to come this way, because that's where we're trying to go. And to get from 7 to 1, I divide by 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1 week. 49 divided by 7 is 7. So that's 7 weeks. All right, now we're getting into some multi-step problems, some ones that'll just take maybe more than one step. It says Nico spent 4 months and 2 years living at his apartment. In all, how many months did he spend living there? So something I pay attention to when I read these problems is the labels. 4 months, 2 years, and they want the answer to be in months. We want how many total months he spent living there. So what I already know is he for sure spent 4 months living there. So his total months, I'm going to write this down here. Total months is for sure going to be 4 plus some more. 4 months plus 2 years. And this is where that conversion is going to come in here. How many months are in 2 years? So 2 years equals how many months? Years to months. The magic number is 12. And we are going from, we know the years and we don't know the months. So we are going from 1 to 12. So this one's going to be a multiply by 12. 2 times 12 is 24. So 4 months plus another 24 months equals 28 months. So how many months did he spend living at this apartment? He spent 28 months living there. All right, and I'm going to show a different way to solve this problem. We're trying to find the total months, and we know for sure he spent 4 months there, and then he spent 2 years. And you could break it up and you're like, all right, 4 months plus 12 months, because I know there's 12 months in a year, and that's 1 year, but then I need 2 years, so I can add another 12 months and add all of that up to find how many total months he spent living at his apartment. This is just another way that if you like break it up, you can break up those 2 years and say, you know what, I know that 1 year is 12 months. So I could add 12 months for the first year and 12 months for the second year. All right, so for this problem here, it says it takes Arthur 10 minutes to bike around the lake. How many times can he bike around the lake in 1 hour? Again, I've underlined there's 10 minutes, 1 hour. So chances are we are going to be using the conversion 1 hour equals 60 minutes. And that's going to be an important part of this problem here. It says it takes Arthur 10 minutes to bike around the lake. How many times can he bike around the lake in 1 hour? We know that 1 hour is 60 minutes. So another way we could rewrite this question, and I'm literally going to rewrite the question. This is the strategy you can use where you're like, you know what, instead of 1 hour, that's 60 minutes. So I'm just going to rewrite it and be like, all right, let's just call that 60 minutes. So it takes Arthur 10 minutes to bike around the lake. How many times can he bike around the lake in 60 minutes? So 10 minutes to bike around the lake. So he can bike around the lake once. He can bike around the lake twice. He can bike around the lake 3 times. And we're still just at 30 minutes. So he can keep going for a 4th time around the lake, a 5th time around the lake, and a 6th time around the lake. And we should end up with 60 minutes in all. So he was able to bike around that lake 6 times. Time 1, time 2, time 3, time 4, time 5, time 6. All those 10s represent the times that he's going around the lake. I added here in the middle just so I could kind of keep track of my work. That wasn't necessary. If you could just do all the 10s, that would be fine. But each of those 10s represents the times they've gone around the lake. So he can go around the lake 6 times.